Hi everybody, this is David Marsh with eminitradingstrategies.com. This is our weekly video update for November 23rd to November 27th. We hope everybody had a great Thanksgiving and a great holiday weekend. Because of the holiday, we only traded Monday, Tuesday, and some traded Wednesday. Personally, I only traded Monday and Tuesday. I really wasn't going to trade at all, but we had enough economic reports coming out that I decided to go ahead and trade Monday and Tuesday. And I heard Wednesday was a great day, and I heard Friday wasn't a bad day, but I really haven't looked at all the charts for Friday. But in any event, let's go ahead and start with Monday the 23rd. I had actually had kind of a rough day. I had a lot going on that day. I had some personal appointments and was really hoping to catch a one and done day. We had two good one and done trades. We had a good pullback trade right here, and on our 340 we had a great EET, which was a winner, and nice one and done day for a lot of our students. I unfortunately was looking for an NSC that never happened. When we come out of no NSC zone, this is Pro Indicator version 2, it shows you when we're in no NSC zone. When we come out of no zone, the next NSC that follows is normally a pretty strong winner. So I had my dome over, really this is what happened, my trading dome was over my 340, and I couldn't see the 340 that much, and I was waiting for the NSC as I thought it was going to drop down and make the NSC. Never happened. Never went short. I missed the EET. Market took back off. I ended up missing a fill on a pullback trade because I was focusing on something else at that point. And then we ended up coming right back into no zone again. So now there's no more NSCs. But you can clearly see we had some really good pullback trades. I ended up taking 5 losing trades. Okay, kind of got a little frustrated, but slowed down, put myself back in check, and I recovered every bit of it. I had to leave for about an hour and 20 minutes, and came back in the last hour of the day, which I normally do not trade, but I had no choice. I wanted to recover. I ended up recovering about 7 points. So I was down about, I guess total I was down about 5 points, maybe 4.5. I ended up recovering about 7 points. Ended up being a good day. I'd also had a Dow trade I took 38 ticks off of, so all in all it was a great day. It just happened to be a long day. You know, day trading is a great business. Sometimes we get done in 20 minutes, sometimes 5 minutes, and then there's times we got to trade all day. So that's just part of the business, but it was a great day. We made money on the S&P. We made money on the Dow. So let's move on to Tuesday. It was a great day. Day. We came out of no zone. And like I said, that next NSC is normally a winner. And you can see it clearly was not a winner. But our filter that we use to tell us we have a long-term filter, well, right around this time frame right here, it told us not to take any long trades. So instead of taking a long NSC, instead of waiting for the NSC like I was on Monday, I grabbed the pullback trade for a nice winner, one and done. Okay, NSC right here was avoided because of the long filter. The long-term filter, and therefore you could take the next NSC to the short side and end up being a real nice winner. So good day on Tuesday. And Wednesday I did not trade, but we had an EET to the long side that was a winner, and also a pullback trade that was a winner. Now this is where we get a little confusion even among students. An EET is opposite of the pullback trade, and sometimes they'll happen right around the same time. And you get the question, well, which is the right one to make? Well, there's times we can say you want to avoid the EET or you want to avoid the pullback trade, but then there's times they're simply both valid. And even though they're going in opposite directions, they can both be winners. A good example is this right here. This EET was, this is on a different chart, but I'm just pointing the arrow, where this EET on the 340 was valid, and it was a very clear winner. The pullback trade was also a winner. It was a short trade. It made its money. Now notice we're in no zone through all this yellow and this sherbet car back coloring, and look at all the normal system entries that were failures. See all this little NSC failure? These are all losing trades. Okay, that's the difference between my system and a lot of other systems. I show you what trades to take. I show you what trades not to take. Even my own setups. Okay, this normal system entry, those are my setups. There's times I do not want to take those trades, and that's what the rules are all about. I teach you these rules, when not to take NSCs, and it's nice to have Pro Indicator version 2. It's not even released yet, but it's going to be released soon, because you got the back coloring and it makes it a little easier visually, and of course it's got other features as well. But even without it, it doesn't matter. You know the rules when to avoid NSCs, and you can see clearly how important it is to follow the rules, because you'd have caught yourself in a whole bunch of losers. So just wanted to point that out. So good day on Wednesday, I didn't trade, and then Friday I didn't trade, I was off. And let's go ahead and look at the Dow charts. Now, this probably is a chart you've never seen before. This is a beta version of Pro Indicator version 2. With my Dow strategy that I'm getting ready to release, I added a few features to it. Because the Dow moves a lot different than the S&P, it trends a lot longer, moves a lot slower. I've got profit targets that I use, and Pro Indicator version 2 has the profit targets in there that I can enter. I can enter my own profit targets in there, and I can also enter these. I can also use these lines if I wish on Pro Indicator version 2 to help me dictate where I want to enter my trade. Okay, I actually caught this trade. I want the trade to be above this line right here, but I'd actually played around and moved the line. But so I actually did catch this trade, and I made about 38 ticks on this. Most of my students caught this trade. You know, the further away you get from this line, the more aggressive you're getting. And it's just more of a guideline. But these are a couple of features that Pro Indicator version 2 has built into that you can use for the Dow strategy. So it really was a good day trading the Dow. Now Tuesday, this one here a little bit outside. Unless you're really aggressive, that first chart I showed you, I was playing with these bands here, and I was just tightening them up and just playing around, and I ended up taking a screenshot of it. But as I said, I did take that trade. Now this trade here I would never take. That you're right there, a profit target 1. You really want your fill inside this area here. Okay, so unless you were a really aggressive trader, you didn't make that trade. If you did make, if you were aggressive, ended up being a nice winner. But the reality is you probably didn't take the trade. Now this trade here was an easy fill. At first it wasn't, came in, easily filled, and made all 3 profit objectives. Another great day trading down. In fact, I had several students that told me they'd made between 80 and 100 ticks this week trading Dow, and we only had 3 days. But I believe somebody traded on Friday too. Not 100% sure. And now on to November 25th. No fill here unless you were aggressive. It's just too far away, right? This trade here, it was really close. Again, this little line here is just a guideline that you can use. So depending on how aggressive you were, you could have had the trade. And it moved against you a little bit, never stopped you out, ended up being a real nice winner. And then we had a short trade that more than likely didn't get filled. So more than likely, unless you were a bit aggressive, the only trade you would have feasibly had was this trade right here. If you were a little aggressive, it was a winner. These ones, you may have got that one. It really depends on the parameters you set. I teach the parameters that I use, but because the Dow moves so quickly, 2 or 3, 4 ticks in the Dow is not a big thing. It's nowhere near as 3 or 4 ticks in the S&P. So you've got a little bit of play with these numbers. But the reality is, this trade here you probably would have missed. This trade you would have had. This trade you probably would have missed. So that's pretty much it for this week's weekly update. It was a really good week. Monday was tough. We had some one and dones. I missed them. I got beat up pretty bad. Was down about 5 points. I followed the rules. I stayed disciplined. I recovered every bit of it and still made a profit. And the Dow strategy did good as well. So that's it. We hope you guys all had a great week, a great weekend, and we'll see you next week.